Not bad. It's not a bad thing. I like this. It's not terrible, but it's not exactly the best. Oh, hey, how's it going? Just trying out this new webcam. Not my favorite, if I'm honest. It's not my favorite, and I could have probably done better with something else, but this is okay. I'm using my new laptop, playing around with a few things, just getting to know some stuff. Um, More importantly, um, the camera on this is remarkably shittier than the other thing. So, how's everyone doing? Is everyone okay, or is everyone doing okay? Uh, uh, John's what's going on, man? Not too much. Just looking at whether or not I really like the setup or if I want to change some stuff around, but that's all right. So, as of recently, just got back from England. Did Confuzzled, and it was really good, really cool. Got to hang out with some people I haven't seen in a long time. Bought some stuff. Not a lot of it for me. Hey, Spin, nice webcam. Yeah, I know. It's not the best. It's like kind of shitty. And This is on a 2022 I'm sorry, 2021 MacBook Pro. So like their webcam is shit. It's not good. It's so terrible. I wonder why that is. Or let's see. Yeah, high def camera. Yeah, everything's on. Uh, yeah, but yeah, you lost me at MacBook. To be fair, I didn't have to pay for this particular thing, and it's going to hopefully help out with the job that I'm probably taking here later on, where I have to be familiar with a bunch of different operating systems, and I'm great with Windows, and I'm great with Linux, but Mac OS has always been something I've kind of struggled with. So because I've never really played around with it. And it's got some great things and it's got some things that I don't like, some positives and some negatives, of course. But here's the thing that I've been doing just recently. Let me bring this table over here as I'm trying to get everything back to rights and trying to get my cat out of the way of all of this stuff. So, one of the things I've been trying to do I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're doing well too. One of the things I've been trying to do recently is find some other things that I really like to do as well as videos. And I love doing videos as well. I have a few new videos that are kind of coming down the pipe. I've been trying not to just push out content to push out content. I've been trying to do content that means something to me. Um, Love the back. Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of what I used to shoot behind. Which this stuff isn't mine. Ink found all this stuff like a while ago, and it's been great. Thanks for being a distraction to today. It's not been the best. Well, I hope that it gets better for you going forward. I'm actually just kind of sitting around. I've been doing some housework, and you feel like you get most things done and then you look around. Do you ever look at your house and just give up? Like just look around at like whatever area that you're responsible for and just go like, no, it'd probably be easier to burn it down and build it again. That's pretty much where I've gotten to today. But so anyway, so I've been doing A lot of photography as of late. Some of you may have seen that if you follow me on Twitter. I've been posting a few things here and there. I've been working a little bit with light painting and playing around with this fantastic GT4 that I just really recently picked up, and I absolutely love it. It's 2020 GT4 Cayman model is actually a 718, as I believe the chassis for the Porsche, and it's just absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love that car to death. I took it to a photo shoot and managed to pick up two separate broken screws in my back driver's side tire, which was super fun. Um, where's Ink? Ink's upstairs working. And you said Porsche. Yes, Porsche. My Porsche is outside. It's if you want to see it, you can see it on my Twitter. If you follow that. See, was it um I get tired of We're Live. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I get tired of Where I Live. Yeah, yeah. It's sometimes where you live can be kind of boring, but if you find um most people have a tendency to look at where they live, and I do the same thing, no matter where it is, and go like, it's a terrible place, and I hate this place. Really, though, when you see it through the eyes of someone else, especially someone who has always loved the place but never got to experience it a lot, that's a big thing. And you can kind of see it differently, and I like that. Um, when are you going to let me drive the Porsche? John, you can drive the Porsche anytime you want. You know where I live. Um, water doggy. I'm gonna head out. I need to respond because my phone is literally going to die. Oh yeah, well go do that. Um, it's Porsche. Let me check out your Twitter. Yeah, check out my Twitter. I post some stuff. I've been doing a little bit of light painting. It's not professional work yet, but we're working towards that. Uh, you're coming over this weekend? Yeah. Well, I might not be home. I might just leave the Porsche for you though, if you want to, if you want to drive it. Um, hella busy right now because I'm working on two suits right now. Jesus, two suits. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. It's way more than you should be working on at one time. um, but uh, but yeah. Uh, yeah. You should really be doing like. Oh God, I don't know what your house must look like. If you are working on two suits, it must look like your entire house just exploded, like a cat exploded in there. Uh, yep. Scoop. Hey, how's it going, man? Um, but yeah, so I've been working on photography a whole lot. Been really, really interested in it. I've been thinking about getting some lenses and stuff. Like I've been carrying around this gear bag with me for like a while now, and been really putting a lot. Been putting a lot into that, and I've been pretty happy with it thus far. Uh, I looked at doing a complete redo of my kit. What cool things did you bring back from your trip other than potentially COVID? um, let's see. Let me go full suits yet, but I'm doing heads right now. Heads are amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I can't believe I can't do any of those things. I've been looking at redoing my entire kit. And that's the problem is you get into a new hobby and you're like, maybe I'll get this and maybe I'll get that and maybe I'll get everything that has anything to do with my hobby. And if you're in a position where you can do those things, it's very tempting to just go like, I'll buy a bunch of new shit. One of the things I looked at getting was right now I use for all of my photos. I use a fairly older model Sony. It's Sony Alpha 7 R2. We are currently at an R4, and the R1 or the Sony Alpha 1 is currently the best professional camera that they make, and it does everything. Um, Pretty much everything you want it to do. It doesn't have the highest like megapixel, which is kind of one of those things where like people look at megapixels and they go like, "Oh my god, this must be the best camera because it is this." Oh, well, yes, for certain circumstances. A really high megapixel camera is great if you can control every aspect of the lighting and all of those things, but it might not mean as much if you're shooting in darker conditions. So, like a bunch of the rave shots that I sent out, and if you haven't seen those, again on my Twitter, there should be a link to that. Uh, as far as like what. Sorry, my cat just unplugged this. Pull this over to the side. Um, so for those types of photo shoots where you're doing long exposure and like darker in a darker room, you get a lot of noise. Right now, this camera is not the best camera, and it's not my it's obviously not my Sony that I film with, because if I filmed with it, it'd be super sharp. This has kind of like fuzzy bits and things, and you can kind of see everything's a little fuzzy. That is noise in a camera if you're not aware. So one thing I thought about doing was upgrading my system. So I started pricing out lenses and looking at things. Most of the lenses that I wanted to get turned out to be about 15 to $1,800 per lens. The new camera body used regularly goes for $5,500 just by itself with nothing, just that. Take into account also that since the Sony Alpha R2, I'm sorry, not Sony Alpha, the Sony Alpha 7 R2, they have changed their batteries. So I'd have to change all of my batteries, every battery I've got. The good news is any lenses I have gotten, I get to keep because, and I have a lot of different lenses in my bag that I probably shouldn't carry around this many lenses, but I do. So I have this one that I use for filming sometimes. This one is a 14 millimeter. It's a cinematographer lens. It gives you a nice wide angle, and occasionally you'll see me walking around with this at conventions and shooting from like this position, so you look like a giant monster. And a lot of people like that. And so I try to shoot with some of this. This was a really great lens, and it's a great find. I found this on Amazon, and it was absolutely amazing. This particular lens probably, I don't know who upset who, but someone sold this, or maybe they just got tired of doing photography and they sold this for like pretty much nothing. I looked up the price on this once and I was like, oh, I got a deal on it. So I have that one. I grabbed this one, which is a G prime lens. This is a 28 to 135, and it's an actual Sony like cinematographer lens, and this is what I film most of my stuff on. So the vast majority of my videos and things I'm filming with this camera right here, which I know it doesn't have a lens cap on it right now, but that's because we were using it. Let me set that down. I got that one also secondhand. I get most of my lenses secondhand. This one I just recently picked up. I really, really enjoy this one. This one's a new one, actually. This is like the type of lenses they're selling now for street photography. They're very, very small, but they are a G. I don't know if you can see that probably with this. They are a G prime lens, and For those of you who don't know, a prime lens basically has a set focal length, and that's it. You don't have anything else for it. This is 24, and with a 2.8 f-stop, and it is fantastic. I absolutely love that lens for just little things. And the only other lens I carry around with me at any given time is a 50 millimeter, which is a fantastic lens. This is a cheater lens. If you do not have a 50 in your bag, you definitely should, because they are absolute gold for any shot that you want to get. And I've filmed with that one before. Not that any of you guys would have noticed. And the other lens I've got is like a kit lens, and I think that one's like a I think that one's like a that one may be a 35 to something. It's just a kit lens. It's a very useful one. It's a good one. I've gotten some great pictures with it, but it is a kit lens. Anyway, that's what I've been doing as of recently to kind of get some more stuff going. We also have been working on our project site that we've been working on for the fandom, to like have something out there for everyone. It's been slow going because of finding developers that have time to do things, finding the right web developers to develop the site for everyone. I'm not going to say too much about it. Those of you that know about it know about it. Those of you that don't will at some point. But the site itself will be free to use extensively. There will be other things involved in the site, but it will be free to use extensively. So anyone that wants to make an account will be able to make an account, provided that they meet the criteria for making an account. But that said, I've been just really excited about doing a bunch of different projects and working on getting better at photography, because at conventions, I'm probably going to start selling slots for photo shoots. So if you go to conventions and you enjoy that, then we'll probably put something out there for you guys. Um, I'm really like, I'm so spoiled on my camera that anything that's not my camera, when that I use as like a webcam or whatever, I just like I have an immediate just, oh, that's not good. That's just so bad. Just the focal point's not good, and I didn't get to set everything up, and I didn't get my 4-point, 5-point lighting system set up so that it's perfect, and I didn't have my boom mic so that everything is just so nice and so crisp and clean, and I don't have like a chat thing. I used to do these things on Fridays. I do like a talk show, and I'd bring guests on, and we'd talk, and like it was like a live chat kind of thing, and you could come in and do that kind of thing, and I miss that, and I miss doing that, and I really should bring that back, because I think a lot of people were starting to really like that, and they were really enjoying themselves with that just kind of free form, like, hey, we're gonna talk to Tom. We're gonna talk to him for because he's got a question and he wants to ask it. And it's just a random person. We put you on and you get to talk and everyone gets to hear you speak. And, we have like a short little conversation and then we go on to the next person. It's just like a little radio show. And I think that a lot of people like that. And I liked that. And I thought it was cool. Um, and I wanted to push that out there a little bit more. And it's just, it's something that I should do more of. And I just haven't. And I've been so consumed with doing as many of the side projects as I've been doing, and I just haven't been doing some of the other projects. I just haven't been given them enough service, because A lot of those projects I enjoyed immensely, and I do need to make sure that I maintain my stream of content for everyone, because everyone that enjoys that stuff is just like, well, your channel's dead, you're not really doing anything with it, you just haven't really, made anything, you should be pumping out content no matter what. And like, well, if I pump out subpar content no matter what, is that really what you want? Do you want subpar content, or do you want content that you like? Um, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, and a lot of things that I feel like uh, as a group we should probably start talking about more, especially when it comes to you know when it comes to the fandom as a whole. Um, we should probably be talking more about like how we feel, and we should probably be talking more about you know why it is um that um we choose to bandwagon pretty hard, why we spend more of our time not asking whether or not someone is do you think they're innocent of this, or do you think that they're guilty of this? But we spend most of our time looking for evidence to condemn someone before we ever look for any evidence to exonerate them. And why would we do that? And the answer is, regardless of whether or not they're guilty or not, makes no never mind to me. At least not in this context, because it speaks a lot to our mentality, and it speaks a lot to the mentality of the people that we choose to hang around. That they're so itching for a fight that if there's not one, that they will just invent one to win. And they'll say that if you don't agree with me, then clearly, um, yeah, I'm ready to go whenever. Just um, let me know. But it's sorry, I fucking just about kicked the shit out of my laptop there. Uh, it's amazing to me. Um, let's see. I left for 3 seconds, so now I have no idea what we're going. Can someone catch me up on the speed? You know, let's see. Spin is the smartest furry in all of YouTube. Oh man, what a low goddamn bar. I think I may have stumbled over it. Uh, thank you though. I appreciate it. Um, no, but like this does need to be said. We spend a significant portion of our days trying to figure out how to condemn other people around us. And here's the thing. Here's here's the shit. And like there's only 3 of you listening, so the fuck does meant 2 now. This doesn't matter. Here's something that you guys need to know. Whether you're watching this later or you're watching this now, here's the shit that you need to know. You are going to continue to hold everyone to higher and higher standards until one day you stumble and you fall and you make a mistake. You offend someone. God forbid you offend someone in some esoteric way. Maybe you meant to, maybe you didn't. Doesn't matter. Trust me, it will not matter. And these same people that you counted as friends, these same people that you rallied with, that you lit your torches with to go off and tear down this obvious abomination to whatever thing was upsetting all of you at the time, will turn on you, and they are going to rip you to shreds. There will be no pity. There will be nothing. They will rip you to shreds as surely as you would have ripped someone else to shreds. They don't care whether you're innocent or whether you're guilty. What they care about is making sure that they look like they're on the right side of things, regardless of what that side may be. And anyone who disagrees with them, anyone who dares say anything to them, will be torn down too. They will be labeled as other, they will be labeled as dissenters or sympathizers to something that they never agreed to, merely by asking, but what did they do? But why? But I don't think that evidence holds up. But I don't think you have evidence for that. And they're going to immediately, immediately turn on you. So enjoy the mob while you're still with it and while they're not chasing you. But rest assured that at some point they will. Because at some point you're going to make a mistake because you're a human being. And human beings make mistakes. And they're not going to care about your reasons. They won't. Not at all. We have to stop this kind of behavior because it is reductive. It does nothing to help anyone ever. It only makes a small group of very angry, very small minded people happy because for once they get to be the bully. For once, it's them telling you how it's going to be. It doesn't help anything. So I think this is something that we have to fix. It is the biggest problem that we as a society face. Because we are so concerned with finding someone to crucify that anyone will do. And in fact, maybe they're problematic, maybe they're not. But so long as someone has an axe to grind against somebody else, um, anyone can be accused of anything. Any one of you out there can be accused of anything at any time. And if people have enough circumstantial evidence, doesn't matter whether or not, because there's no court system, there's no lawyers. Remember that. There's no one there. This is not a formal trial. This is a lynch mob at best. And it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to slip up one day. It doesn't matter if it's accidental or not. So let's try to think rationally and critically, which is a crime, according to these people. It is a crime to think rationally and critically about what they say, because what they say is law, or at least they would have you believe that. Remember that these people are just people. And if you choose to ignore them, then they have no power over you whatsoever. If you choose to disregard their opinion, oh, you're canceled. So what? Okay. And you keep living your life, it's fine. But these people will go after your livelihoods. They will dox you. They will find you. They will do whatever it is that they can in order to hurt you in some way for some perceived slight or wrongdoing that you may or may not have even committed. I have watched people be torn down constantly. We've all seen it. I don't know of anyone who's doesn't know of someone who's just like, oh, this person, they did this, so we have to disavow them. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, well, do you agree with that? Well, not really. But if I don't be seen to agree with it, then they'll come after me too. Well, why can't we just say that we disagree with it and say that like their evidence isn't strong enough. Oh, well, if you do that, then they'll ruin your life too for questioning their authority, which is what it is. This is an authority thing. And you question their authority, which they've never had any in their own personal lives. You can tell because of how like rabid they are about it, and how like absolute the line is. There's no gray areas. There's no excuses. There is either you are with us or you are evil, and we will demonize you however we see fit, whenever we see fit. Now, for those of you that care to listen to this kind of nonsense, just remember that we can build a better world. We can build a more understanding world. We can build a world that requires you to present evidence. We can build a world that effectively knows the difference between someone who was bullied in high school and is now taking it out on the rest of us, and someone who's honestly to trying to rid the world of people that aren't the nicest people. And this isn't some sort of defense against, you know, whoever or whatever. This is a general statement about the fandom and the state of the world. So everyone's after their 15 minutes of fame, and the best way to do it is to rip someone down and be seen as the leader of the lynch mob that did it. So, for those of you that disagree with me, you're welcome to do so. My comment section, I leave completely open at all times. Trust me, go back and look at any video where people are just rabidly calling for my death. I never censored them. But those of you out there, and you know who the fuck you are, you would censor everyone with a dissenting opinion from your own. And I gotta tell you, man, getting real fucking tired of you and your intellectual cowardice. Because that's what it is. It's cowardice. Stand with me or burn. Don't really care for it. I don't really care for any of you that stand on that anyway. The rest of you are cool. But you drawing hard lines like that, it's not going to happen anymore, man. It's not. Because it's all of us out here. They're just trying to live our fucking lives, do our shit without having to fucking label all of our shit. You know, oh, you bought from this person. You know, I can't believe you'd support them. They do this. Really? I didn't know that. Well, it doesn't matter. Guilty by association now. You're supposed to know. This person said this. They disagreed with my worldview. How can you support someone who disagrees with my worldview? Whatever. We're all tired of it, and we're all going to build a better world. And we're not going to do it by canceling the cancel people. We're going to do it by relegating them to the position they deserve, which is someone you disagree with and you just tell to go away. Like a child who's throwing a tantrum. You just go, that's nice, go. But generally speaking, I hope to make videos in regards to this and explaining in better detail and more eloquently my positions on these things and why I believe those things, and what I would suggest to do in order to fix it. Because I forget who said it. I forget which president said it, but it's just like, complaining endlessly without suggesting a solution is called whining. And we've got enough people that whine constantly. It's something that I see a lot. To answer your questions, it's something that I see a lot in regards to our fandom and our culture is this person did this or this person did that, and it's a whole full-time job just to keep up with who did what to who and who said what to who, and it's this high school kind of like drama that we can kind of get past. We can be better than that. And and the problem is these people think they're doing the right thing, and they're going about trying to fix things in a way that is so reductive, is so mind-bendingly wrong, that they actively become the thing they say they're going to fight against. Have you ever noticed how the people that scream anti-fascist often are willing to utilize violence in order to make you compliant with their worldview? Do you know what the fascists did? They utilized violence in order to make you compliant with their worldview. It's that kind of die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain kind of attitude. These people that honestly are just, God, they lampoon themselves. I mean, if you really want to fight against people that are being fascist, don't be a fascist yourself. Don't be this way, because it's reductive. It doesn't do anything. You're not doing anything but making sure that there's an opposition that's going to be right there, that will be your opposite, that will rage and storm against you. If you're actively trying to seek change for the benefit of other people, seek change that benefits everyone. Try to convince people of your arguments, not with your fists, but with your words, and understand that only they can make the change in themselves. Only they can be that change in themselves. You cannot convince them to change. You cannot convince me to change my ideology. Only I can do that. You can give me words that make me think, and that would be better. But anyway, that's what I hope to accomplish with my channel. I hope to convince these people that wish to silence and silence dissent and effectively bring everything under their complete and total control, that there is a better way, and maybe to educate everyone else on how to spot this and what you could do in order to prevent that from happening, because it's just radicalization and we can prevent that. We can be better than that. All of us can. And I want us all to be better, because I don't want people to hurt or to feel like they're not valid or anything like that. What I want is I want a world that, when it sees a problem or sees someone that they don't necessarily agree with or is doing something that's wrong, that goes to them and goes, "Hey man, let me try to help you. Let me try to help you get to a better position," instead of, "Hey, if you could spend the rest of your life on your knees apologizing to me, I'm never going to let you up. But if you could do that, that would go a long way to making the world a better place." How? They're just going to start ignoring you. It's not going to happen. We can do this together. We can be better. And maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you don't. But I want to see a world that, when we see someone that seems to be kind of slipping off that path of like being a good person, that we try to course correct them and help them, instead of immediately like grabbing them and discarding them, because that's what I see a lot of. And I honestly, the only thing I can do is make videos and try to explain sociological principles to you guys, and hopes that you get the message. And maybe you do and maybe you don't. But I'm going to still keep trying, because I believe fervently that no matter who you are, that you can be a better version of yourself each and every day. But anyway, um, as I'm not doing this in fursuit, I'm sure that no one's really paying attention. But um, I hope that I hope that those of you that take the time to watch this and take the time to listen really start to think about whether or not what you want is for the person to be a better version of themselves or what you want is revenge. Because if what you want is revenge, then I'm sorry, I'm not here for that. But if you're trying to make the person a better version of themselves and just generally better, because we all can use that. We can all be better. I'm not perfect by any means. I upset people. I cause I cause people around me to audibly sigh and just go, "Oh my god! I hope he shuts up soon," because I have a tendency to ramble like I'm doing now, and I could be better about that. But I really want all of you to be better, and I hope you know that. I hope all of you know that I do try honestly to make you guys better. But I've wasted enough time, and my significant other has been ready to go for quite some time now, and I'm sure she's tired of waiting. But thank you guys for listening to this long rambling post, and I really do enjoy what I'm doing now. I really do enjoy photography, and I really do enjoy making videos for you guys. And I'm really trying to be a force of change for good and not one that just seeks to tear down people that I disagree with. Because that's not what I'm about. And that's not who I want to be. And that's not what I want for any of the rest of you. I want you guys to be out there as forces for good. And I hope I can help you find that. And maybe you guys can help me find a better version of myself. And we can help each other be better people. Anyway, I usually do questions and answers and things like that, but there's not enough people to really even warrant that. And as much as I care that these two people have stuck through the entire thing, I hope that I will see you guys again real soon. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to drive around with the person that means the most to me in the entire world. And I'm going to have a good night. And I'm going to get ready for making some videos for you guys and making some more content and doing some more photography and posting that stuff up for you guys. Because what we need right now is probably, cool shit and, things to express who we are. So anyway, you guys have a good night and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.